The base Splat Roller is good, but I'm sure you want another option. This is the most similar weapon to the base roller, the Flingza Roller. Its horizontal swing comes out relatively faster than the Splat Rollers, while the vertical flings come out slower, the second slowest after the Dynamo Roller. The horizontal swings do 30 to 150 damage on the ground, the vertical flings do 40 to 150 damage midair, and when rolling it does 125 damage. Basically, this is a more vertical based roller, and is definitely a fun challenge getting used to the vertical swings, but timing is key to slaying opponents with this swing. Do note about damage fall off. While your ink can land several feet in the air, the damage will be very puny depending on how far your opponent is. The sub and special are both new. Let's start off with the sub weapon. It's the ink mine. Up to 2 ink mines can be placed on the ground, but not right next to each other. The ink mine explodes when a third mine is placed. The oldest mine will explode, but usually the ink mine will explode when A, an opponent moves over it, or B, enemy ink will touch it, and most rollers and brushes can just roll right over it before they're tagged. The mines have an AoE that your team can see and will stay in effect unless they're triggered. Once hit, it does 45 direct damage while 35 on indirect damage and tracks opponents for 5 seconds. The mine is good at making sure you aren't snuck up on because of the tracking, and can combo well enough with an indirect hit, minus the damage fall off. It's best used in open areas where it can ink the ground well, as it's a popular choice in splat zones, either in the zone or on your opponent's path, when you know there's only a limited amount of ways the enemy team can come in. The special also deals in tracking, the Tenta missiles. Once activated, you have a missile rack in kit form that targets up to 5 opponents. That's the Rainmaker shield and the other 4 opponents. Repositioning to get a better view is allowed, but after firing, its special gauge also gradually drains, similar to the Tacticooler or Super Chump, making death not a horrible punishment once activating the missiles. The number of missiles is determined by how many opponents you target. 3 to 5 targets get 4 missiles each, 2 targets get 5, and 1 target gets all 10 missiles. After firing, opponents will see a circle tracking how many missiles there are, along with circles on the ground to show where they'll land. Any opponents moving will often never get hit by missiles meant for them, but the targeting circle can stack if multiple Tenta missiles are in use. They do 150 direct damage, while 30 to 50 on splash damage, depending on how near they were. On your side, teammates will see opponents via reticles that show their movements in real time, making this a formidable special if voice chat is used, especially in modes like Clam Blitz or Rainmaker. While it works in tandem with the Flingza Roller's focus on tracking opponents, this is often a great special to bully snipers like E-leaders, scattering enemies and stopping a push, or pushing the objective further in ranked modes. Such a dominant Splatoon 2 special on 16 weapons compared to the 6 weapons in Splatoon 3. Special power-up on the Tenta missiles is excellent. This increases both the painting radius of the missiles when they land and the targeting circle, so I definitely recommend using that. And we got a second set, the Foil Flingza Roller, a more interesting set. Suction Bomb is the sub-weapon. They're back. Best used to flush out someone or manipulate movement into the range of your flings. The vertical fling can easily trap someone in the range of the bomb, or also work in tandem with special. Another weird one, the splatter color screen. When activating, a bottle spawns in your hand and has a long throwing range. After hitting a surface, a wall of thin ink travels forward after a second, lasting 10 seconds, and enemies who touch the sheet will take 40 damage and briefly lose the ability to perceive color, though it's best used in a cluster of enemies to maximize the brief confusion. However, this is a pretty situational special. Unless your specific opponents are visually impaired, a lot of the times players can still recognize which ink is theirs, so this is best used for chip damage to bridge the damage gap of either a horizontal or vertical fling, minus the damage fall off that we discussed earlier. Yeah, overall, it's a pretty weird special. Though because of the blinding effect, it actually was banned in tournaments a while back. So, that's something for you. Anyways, that does it for today's episode. Next time, we're gonna go over the Slosher. So until then, see ya!